That's the problem. That's the problem with The Handmaid's Tale is that it could very easily just morph into real life.
Believe me, the last 4 years on The Handmaid's Tale was very hard on me.
Yeah. It crosses a line into like it's borderline reality.
Sam refuses to wear red now.
Yeah.
So.
Really?
Or a bonnet.
Or a bonnet, yeah. She used to wear bonnets all the time before Handmaid's Tale.
All the time.
All the time.
It's constant.
Guess what?
What?
This is the 49th episode of Everyone Sucks Here with Sam, Sushie, and AJ. And if you were listening to this, then that means tomorrow, if you're listening to this when it came out anyway, tomorrow, June 17th, you can get an early access free live showing or recording or whatever the fuck we're calling it of the 50th episode. So, little trick of the trade, we typically record these a week in advance. So, we are recording our 50th episode tomorrow, Thursday, June 17th. 4:30 Pacific time. I got it. 7:30 Eastern time. It's hard to, I don't know so hard for me to say this. PM on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/everyonesuckshere. If you're listening to us on Spotify, on iTunes, on Pandora, I was so latched as I said it. iHeartRadio, any of those. And if you're listening to this, any of those.
Favoritism, AJ.
No, I'm laughing because last time I mentioned Pandora, Sushie was like, I want to know who listens to us on Pandora.
I still do.
So that's why I laughed. But if you're listening to us on any of those platforms, thank you for listening to us. Continue to listen to us on those platforms. It's amazing. Thank you so much. But if you would like to see a live showing and be there, you can come to our YouTube channel on the 17th, which is tomorrow. And we're gonna be live. We're gonna be recording with our cameras on. You'll see all three of us. We'll be doing.
You see my facial expressions.
You're gonna see those facial expressions. You're gonna see everyone's weird facial expressions.
You're gonna see Sam roll her eyes at AJ.
Yeah.
Consistently.
You're gonna see when she does that thing where she reels her head back and goes like she just did when she said consistently. She does that thing, right? So you guys are gonna get to see that live and in person. It's going to be a lot of fun. As we're celebrating our 50th episode, we're celebrating 1 year of this podcast, which is absolutely huge. If you can, and we have announcements that are going to be in there as well. So
we do?
Yes.
It's to me, but I'm going with it.
We have announcements that are going to be in there as well. Okay. I think they both forgotten, so I'll remind them. They both have severe ADD or whatever the fuck we're calling it.
ADHD.
There it is. ADHD, yeah. But yeah, we will be live. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you guys can make it, cool. If not, you'll still be able to hear the episodes come out on their normal time the following week, like they always do every Wednesday. This just occurred to me. Maybe we'll forego the minisode. I don't know. We'll find out what happens because who fucking knows? We're
doing this by ear.
Yeah, we're flying by the seat of our pants right now.
Hey,
so,
y'all wear pants?
Sometimes.
Fuck, I gotta wear pants for this shit?
No, I think you're good.
Oh, okay.
Like, unless like the camera, like I don't know what YouTube's policy is, but.
Oh yeah, true.
I'm wearing shorts. Suck a dick.
You wear your slides. You wear your Nike slides.
Yeah, just make sure to wear them slides.
I'm wearing volleyball shorts and I don't care.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's gonna be what we got for you guys. It should be a lot of fun. Hopefully you all can make it. And yeah, I think that's the only real update we got right now.
Hey.
So Big 50 coming up tomorrow.
You guys gonna get us?
I can't believe it's been a whole year of this podcast.
A whole year of fucking.
We've been consistent with something.
I know,
right? That's pretty impressive. I mean, there are days when
for all three of us, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
across 2 time zones, like
that's pretty impressive.
Whew. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully we can find some really good stories for it. Like, not to put any pressure on ourselves, but hopefully we can find some really good stories. But yeah, that's all we got. Today is a full episode. If you missed Sam's episode, you can go back and listen to that on the minisode. Only comment I wanted to get to was from our we had a reply from Lisa regarding the Father's Day dilemma. That was from episode or minisode 40, and basically they just said, "You guys help me a lot, and I think Sam has inspired a new tradition where I buy myself Father's Day mugs and hats."
Hey, there we go. Be your own daddy.
Be your own daddy. But yeah, so who wants to go first? You want to start us off, Sushi? And you are muted again, I think.
No, I'm not.
Not anymore.
You can't.
You guys are going to see this live in person. The face where she goes, I just made it right now, but you can't see it. She's going to roll her eyes and be like, what? Like.
Well, I'm not going to be multitasking.
That you know of.
You're right.
You know of. We're actually going to be all getting blow up hot tubs for this, so we can but we'll turn it into bubble baths.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing that for Twitch, but being in my kitchen sink.
That's how small she is.
Yeah.
Just so you guys
No, literally,
know.
I can fit in my own kitchen sink. Not even kidding. I was planning it out, but I digress. Like, what if I do a laptop stream, but from my kitchen sink?
Then you call the stream everything but the sushi, because everything but the kitchen sink, but it's okay.
Hate it. Stop it. Stop talking.
I
Let her
still like
talk.
the idea of the roller skate coming back, all right? So
I do too, actually.
you change it so instead of a bunch of bats, whenever you change scenes, roller skates roll by instead.
Stop it.
Oh my God, the naked roller skate guy, or the naked guy. Never mind, Nate's not a roller skater.
The naked cowboy?
The naked cowboy, the naked runner guy.
Oh.
But I was thinking he was roller skating for some reason.
Runner guy.
Yeah, I was thinking he was roller
Oh
skating.
my God, we saw that guy walking down the street with his family.
We saw him walking out, not even in the park, a real ass street in front of businesses and shit, and he was still naked, pushing a stroller.
With no shoes.
With no shoes.
With his wife and his kid.
Just why?
Cause
And AJ was driving. I was like, oh my God, that's everything. And he instantly knew I meant the naked running guy.
I love that. It's been a while since I've heard an update about the naked running guy. It's getting warmer, so you're going to see him again, right?
Oh, I mean, we saw him even in the dead of winter, so he never stops.
Yeah, he was running barefoot in the snow.
I guarantee
And naked.
that
I think he had a hat on though.
if and when the fires occur here and it gets all smoky out there again, we could probably go out there and we'd see him running naked, but he'd be wearing a respirator or something. He's just one of those people.
Hazmat suit.
God
Yeah,
damn
but
it.
he's only he'd only be wearing the hazmat top, because he still has to be naked.
Right.
So
He'd just be naked.
he duct tape it around his throat or something,
He'd be Pyramid Head.
I fucking hate this man so much.
Pyramid Head.
I can just envision him crusting through the fucking smoke,
Oh, God.
We're it'd be the mist. It'd be like the mist. It'd be like, what is that? And it just comes a naked man running.
You say that of his. All right, Sushi, tell us all about.
I can't. It's so
My internet cable out. I hate it here. I want to go to bed now. I have to recover.
That's the true horror story. Hearing that sound from the mist.
Coming out of the ash.
And then in the soot that's on the ground, you just see human bare feet. God, I hate it.
Ugh.
Oh, okay.
Literally Pyramid Head.
Okay.
Sushi. Here we go. Am I the asshole for not letting my sister make my son's birthday cake?
Okay.
My sister is an aspiring professional baker. She set up a Facebook business account for it in 2018 and so far has not been able to build up much of a client customer base. Part of the reason for this is she isn't the best decorator out there, and sometimes she is downright bad. Before setting up back in 2017, she did taste and feedback tests with the family. She told us she wanted to know if or where she needed to improve and all that stuff. Cool. A couple of people told her she was great, but that she should open her business because she would be great. I hate when people lie. Like, you don't lie. Don't lie, you know?
Especially when it comes to people's money.
Yeah.
Rest of us, me, dad, older brother, youngest sister, and my husband all mentioned how she needed to lay off on the sugar a bit because holy freaking hell was she poisoning those cakes. And we mentioned she would need to refine her skills with the decorating side. She asked for specifics and we gave them, especially on the kids' designs because they were downright terrifying for kids. Tested on some of our kids. And she didn't take it on board though, except for the sugar. She told us at the time we overreacted to the designs and we'd see. My sister has 5 reviews on her profile. 3 of them are 1 star with the same feedback we gave about the appearance of the cakes. One woman had her 2-year-old cry when she saw the cake and had her 5-year-old say they were scared of it. The other was more angry about it and did not hold back. The other 2 are 3-star reviews and say it could have been a lot better. It frustrates my sister. She tries to grow but doesn't listen to feedback. My son is turning 8 this year and it will be his first friend party due to circumstances, so like COVID and stuff. My sister asked if she could do the cake. I told her we already ordered one, which is true. She was hurt I wouldn't go over her and I went over her and got another baker. She offered to cover the cancellation fee and I turned her down. Then she got mad, said how could she build her business if family wouldn't even help her out and give her practice and a portfolio to build. I told her she should start listening to the feedback she has received instead of pressuring family to become guinea pigs for her inventions. I also suggested she practice harder because it means she could provide a better quality product without using other people's money and celebrations to do it. She told me a good not a dick sister would give her the experience and that would mean so much more to my son to have a cake made by his loving aunt than some random baker. She has me feeling a bit bad because despite her telling me I'm a dick if I don't, I can see she's genuinely hurt we don't like her cakes enough to give her this. The asshole? Does she even know how to bake?
Right? Is she following a recipe?
Do you guys remember the person who made your 8th birthday cake?
I don't probably Carvel. I think it was probably Budgie the Whale.
It was probably my mom.
I don't even remember the fucking cake. So, like, this whole thing about don't bring the kid into this. This kid don't give a fuck, except in the moment. In the moment, you want a fucking horse cake, or in the moment, you want a fucking truck cake, or whatever.
For my 12th birthday,
oh my fucking God.
My mom made me a Pikachu cake.
Okay.
Because Pokemon had just come out, and it was also the fat Pikachu, and my mom's an artist, and it was amazing. And it looked just like him.
Okay, we're asking about
And also one time my mom made me a
birthday.
Ragnarok Online cake. I'm not even kidding.
Cool,
were you 23?
I was like 16 or 17.
It's like kids are crying over these cakes. I'm like, now I want to order one. I want to order this Pandora's box of a nightmare cake.
So
How fucked up do you think they are?
There are literal baking classes that you can take and decorating classes you can take at community colleges. This woman needs to take one.
So
I don't understand why people want to like start a business over something like they don't know anything about. I know that's like a lot in a lot of different industries. I don't understand where you get this confidence.
So this is it. I'm not going to read my story just yet, but it's a similar kind of thing, right? And I think one of the biggest issues is that everybody needs to understand. Just because you do something doesn't mean that your family and friends have to go with you over anybody else too. You know, like that's a big thing people like don't seem to understand. Like, oh well, you know, like such and such they make music, or such and such they do this. Why don't you just go to them? Well, because I don't want what they make. I don't, like, it's nothing against them. I just don't want what they make. I don't want this woman's cakes. They're not good. My son should get to eat a decent cake, not whatever the fuck she's hobbling together. Like,
it's not even like it's just like she's not good at decorating. She's also not good at the baking part.
Yeah.
Like, top to bottom, she's not good at it.
like, someone needs to tell her straight up, you're bad at this.
They are telling her, AJ.
Well,
she's not listening.
True, yeah. But, yeah, I don't think that anyone would be, I don't think the asshole for not fucking.
I don't think she's an asshole because she gave her feedback and her sister's choosing not to listen.
Yeah.
I feel like if she wants to practice, she can make the cake for free and maybe make cupcakes and decorate them or whatever. But like, I get it. The cake is ordered. They went to Costco. They put in the order, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, she even had a taste test where everybody agreed that the sugar was too much.
Yeah.
And now she's got these actual reviews on her page that are saying the same thing. She's just not willing to, she's stubborn. She's not willing to accept that she needs to improve. And it's not, oh, you need this another experience. Like, no, you wanna fucking practice, then you go and buy the ingredients and you just practice on your own. It's not for this fucking event.
Yeah.
We're not gonna poison these fucking kids.
Oh, take a baking class.
Take a goddamn baking class. Now, I will say that one of my niece's birthdays when she was younger, her mom got her one of these fancy fucking decorated cakes or whatever, fondant cakes, because those are the only ones that you can really like mold and stuff.
Yeah.
That shit was nasty. Fondant is fucking disgusting.
Good, yeah.
It is nasty.
The only time I've ever had fondant was like decorated on a cake.
It was so funny too because all the kids were excited, of course, for cake, and none of them ate it. None of them ate it.
That's another, like with wedding cakes or any of those like very, very decorated cakes, the cake is old too. Like
Yeah.
it's not, you know, it's like a couple of days old and then they cover it with the fondant and then they wait and then they put the more. It's like, why do you want to pay $500 for an old like
Cake?
half-scale cake?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I prefer my ice cream cake from Carvel. Just give me a Fudgy the Whale. Walk in, pull it out of the fridge, tell them to write my name on it. Boom, done.
Yep. Yep.
Those crunchies on that shit.
Crunchies. Yeah, I don't know. This girl, this woman, I guess, she just seems oblivious to the fact that, like, listen, you're not good at this. They're trying to tell you you're not good at this. Look at the reviews. Look at everything. Like, you're just not made out. You're not cut out for it. Either get better or stop doing it. But like, don't take this shit personally just because somebody doesn't go to you. They're fucking just trying to get their. It isn't about you. It's about the kid's birthday.
Yeah.
It's not about you.
Yeah. Kids don't want fucking fondant cakes, Sharon.
Yeah, they don't want fondant cakes, but also if the cake itself isn't good, of course, they would want to go to their sister over a business.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
especially if it looks cute or whatever. Like, of course they want to help you out. But if the cake is not good, it's still her child's birthday.
Yeah.
They're under no obligation to, like, give everyone a shitty cake. Like, it's not even a good tasting cake. It's like, it's not just the decorating, it's also not a good product. So it's like, I get it.
Yeah.
I'd be mad.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
Yeah.
So definitely not the asshole here.
I'm glad I'm not in this situation. That's all I can say.
So
Thanks, Sam.
I've got one that's semi-related, but also relatable to us.
Ooh.
All right. Are you ready for this? This also has an update too. So, am I the asshole for asking my husband to listen to my podcast?
I read this one.
Did you read the update too?
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually posted this. I was going to read this one.
Oh, well, I beat you to it. Honestly, I do think I'm the asshole here, but I'll tell you the whole story. I run a small podcast. I'm not going to reveal any information about the podcast except for the fact that it's about books. I do a lot of work for this podcast, reading, preparing, booking guests, editing, etc. I don't make any money off of it, but I really enjoy doing it, and it makes my day-to-day life a lot more fulfilling. My husband has been supportive. He helped me make music for the show, design my first logo, and even for my birthday, and for my birthday, even ordered keychains and stuff with the current logo on it. But he's never listened to the show. His reasons are twofold. One is that he doesn't really read books, and so the subject matter doesn't interest him. The second is that he claims he gets anxiety over hearing me talk because he has extreme public speaking anxiety, and he sometimes sees me as an extension of himself and feels the same anxiety. I don't completely understand it, but there's that. Well, for a while, I accepted it until the other day when I borrowed his iPad and clicked Apple Podcasts to see if there were any new reviews. I saw the page for my show, and it said "not interested anymore," and a thing saying it popped up downloading. I can read. And a thing saying it stopped downloading episodes to this device. Something about that just broke my heart, and I started crying. I stopped crying.
You all right?
I'm having a stroke over here. I don't know what's happening. I don't get a lot of listeners for this show. It's mostly just friends and family, and my husband isn't one of them. I know he supports the show in other ways, though. So when he asked me why I was crying, I asked him, why won't you just try my show? You listen to hours and hours of YouTube and podcasts every day, and you're not always into those topics, but why won't you listen to my show? He claims I'm trying to guilt him into listening, and I suppose I was, but I just felt so shitty. Am I the asshole? So before I get into the update, what do you guys think first?
I think she's not the asshole. Like, he should support her. It's like if he played sports, he would, even if she's not interested, he would probably expect her to, like, cheer him on.
Or at least
show
I just
feel
up.
like there's no effort being made at all in a hurtful way.
So I don't think this person's the asshole, right? I think
now I can see her being like, well, that sucks.
The thing is, because Reddit is heartless, they labeled her the asshole.
Yeah.
But I don't really think there's enough information here to really classify her as an asshole, because all she said is, why won't you try to listen to my show, right? Like it wasn't like if you really want to say guilt trip, it's not like she was like really withholding or anything. She wasn't saying like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna leave you. You know, like there was no like big asshole moment, right? This was somebody who they put something out, they're creating something, and they want the support. Now, I chose this story because it's relatable to us. We obviously have a podcast. We're not a giant podcast or anything. We have our core listeners, and yeah, we would all, of course, love to grow. But on top of that, we all also do our own things. Like Sam and Sushie both stream, and I make like my videos on YouTube about fucking video game topics and stuff. And
makes terrifying birthday cakes for children.
Yes. And they both spend hours doing their streams, not only doing their streams, but also working offline on their streams, like whether it's like working on things for like either what they want to work on or like graphic design stuff. They spend literal hours doing that. And I spend literal hours on my videos, whether it's like, you know, writing and shooting and recording and then editing it all together. I spend a lot of time editing this podcast. There's a lot of things that we're all doing. I mean, we're spending the time right now, the three of us, carving time out of our day to record these episodes, you know? And we put a lot into these. And it's very easy to just put something out there and then just go, yeah, I did it. And ultimately you can say, I just do it just for fun and whatever. I think you're a liar if you think if you go, well, I don't really care that much. It's just I just put it out there. Everybody cares, and if you don't care, you're lying to yourself. Everybody wants.
You shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, everybody wants your stuff. Everybody wants something that they made to be seen or viewed or whatever.
And be successful.
Yeah, of course you do. Like now, how heavy of a focus you have on it is entirely different. Now, if it's not like super successful, but you're like at the same time you're okay with that, that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that, but. When you're not
trying to make it the best you can actually make it in the moment, then like why do it at all? Because you're taking up room from someone else who is trying and does want, you know, you're just like making noise.
Yeah, and what I'm getting at here is when I made my very, very first YouTube video, I made it years ago, and then I stopped making videos for years afterwards, and I'd done it always wanting to do it. I was like, I really want to do this, and I just put up some stuff. I literally hobbled it together. I learned Adobe and taught myself, and I did all this, right? I was super proud when I made it. And I put it out there. I told all my friends about it. I told all my family about it. And I don't really think that many people actually watched. And it kind of was this feeling that she's having. I know that feeling of like, how hard is it really? How hard is it to just go and fucking click on something and watch it. How hard is that, right? And I understand her frustration, but at the same time, that's just something you have to come to understand with all of this, is that people will not do what you want them to do. Every time we sit here and we, hey guys, send us a like or a fucking comment or subscribe, rate us on iTunes. Fucking 99.9% of the time, nobody's going to do it. And we know that nobody's going to do it. We say it because, we would love if you do it, but we know that that people aren't going to do it because people don't do things they're told to do, because people do things when they want to do something. I've gotten comments from friends about the podcast that I didn't know listened to the podcast.
Yeah.
And that blew me away.
Yeah.
We've had comments from people that like, I had no idea listened to the podcast. And I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. So there is a flip side to that. It's just one of those things where like, I feel like everybody who makes the stuff needs to understand that it's not for everybody. I don't disagree with this husband, because if he's not into it, he's just putting on fucking something in the back. At the very most, if he really wants to support more than he already has been, which she said he's been supportive. He fucking made the music and designed the logo. Yeah. He's helping her. But if she really gives a shit that much, he could, I guess, put it up in the background, like, and mute it and just let it play just for an extra listen. Just if that's really it. But like, you can't force yourself to be interested in something, just like my fucking first video on Castle Quest on the NES. I'm like, why didn't people watch this? Well, because who the fuck knows about Castle Quest on the NES, AJ? Like, I'm out here like, why didn't people watch my video about Castle Quest on the NES? Because it's a fucking super niche topic, but it's just one of those things where
I think when your significant other, I think there's a difference between like your mom not listening and your significant other not listening. Like, yeah, of course, he's supporting her by helping her with the music, and he's supporting her by, he ordered keychains for her and he helped her with her logo,
Yeah.
He is supporting her, but at the same time, it does hurt to know that he could be one more listener and he's choosing to actively not do it.
Yeah.
It hurts, but it's also understandable because you can't like everything.
You can't force yourself to like something.
You can't force yourself to like everything. And I think he's probably going out of his way to be supportive in other forms and fashions for her because he's not listening. Like you said, could he, continue to download them and give her that extra download and put it in the background and mute it and listen to his other YouTube stuff? Yeah, of course he could, because it's still a listen.
Yeah.
That's still how analytics work, and that's still how she could grow, because, the more listens you get, the more it shows up on search results. And the more it gets out there. Yeah, of course. So she's valid for having that feeling of, wow, my husband doesn't listen to my podcast. She's valid for having that feeling, but I don't agree with her being the asshole. I don't think he's the asshole either,
exactly.
though.
I don't think that,
I don't think
I would literally say there's no assholes here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any assholes here. I think it's just one of those situations where,
about it.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those situations where, like, hey, he's doing his best. This is the same thing as, like, the girlfriend who doesn't like you said, the girlfriend who doesn't give a fuck about sports but shows up to the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm bored out of my fucking mind, but I'm really proud of you. You're doing the thing you really like. Great. Yeah.
I think it's just a hard situation, especially when time is such a limited thing. Who knows how long this podcast is? Like, it's kind of like same with streaming, right? Like, not everyone, like, some.
I mean, I think she said in the comments it was like less than an hour.
Yeah, like, and not everybody, like, you have people who's like their SOs will show up to their streams or whatever, and some people have the time, some people don't have the time. It just depends on the person. Now, I'll get to the update here real quick.
Okay.
She says, I got a lot of comments on this post, and despite me trying to justify myself throughout the thread, I fully accept my "you're the asshole" rule, which I don't actually accept that. Again, I don't think she's the asshole. I don't think anyone here is the asshole, but especially since my husband did try and listen to my very first episode last year and told me about the anxiety issues. Now, also, that's the thing I do want to talk about too.
I didn't fully understand that.
No, I fully understand it. And I think the best way to put it is, it's kind of like, have you ever been like secondhand embarrassed for somebody? Like you see something and
okay.
That's literally
that makes sense.
That's essentially what it boils down to.
Okay.
It's like he has an extreme version of that where it's like you get that kind of embarrassment, but for him, because it's a public speaking thing, it's like it's just that's what it is.
That makes more sense.
So,
yeah.
So I wanted him to give it another try since, in my opinion, my content's gotten much better since then. So yeah, double you're the asshole on me. I apologized to my husband for my pushiness and told him I was feeling pretty down about my podcast underperforming. Yes, it's a hobby, but it also become a passion and I do want to see it succeed.
Yeah.
He volunteered to help me with things like making a website to help, and I'm going to look into some advertising options that don't cost much money. I agree that pressuring my husband to listen is not the way forward here. My husband even told me that he would love it if I talked to him about my interest in books. I usually keep it from him since I figured he didn't want to hear about my pod. He wouldn't want to hear about the book talk at all. He also told me it'd be nice if I listened to him more when he talked about his hobbies, video games, etc. So I'm going to work on that to be a better partner. I've taken a lot of insight into account here, and I'm going to take that and become a better partner and podcaster. Thanks, everyone. So, like, I think overall it has a pretty happy ending. Again, I don't agree with the fact that she was labeled the asshole. I think it should have been a no assholes here thing. Oh my God, my alarm is going off, apparently. Whoops.
I also feel like once she does have like a following of regular people that are showing up and listening and commenting, I think she's only focusing on it because there's nothing else to focus on right now.
Yeah. Like I
don't care if people that I know in real life like participate in all the content that I make because I have an audience.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about the people. I don't have to like beg people that I know in real life. Like I know it's a bummer. Like you would think like, oh, we're friends in real life. You think I'm funny in real life. You should be listening to my podcast. But like and I can't make them and like, whatever. I'm not going to, it's no hard feelings. Like whatevs.
Yeah, of course.
And that's just kind of the end of it. That's the kind of the cut of this of creating anything like this, whether you're making movies or videos or anything at all. You just got to go into it knowing that not everybody's going to watch your stuff. Not everybody's going to like your stuff. Even if they're your significant other, it's just not for everybody, you know? Like that's just how it is, you know? Like, you know how many times I'll fucking go to watch something and I'm like, oh yeah, literally the other day went to go watch Loki, right? Put it on the TV and then like I'm excited because like, you know, I like watching the Marvel stuff, like, you know, whether people like it or not. And I put it on, and now Sam hasn't seen all of the Marvel things, right? So she's like, hasn't seen everything, but I put it on, and I literally turn, and I'm like, okay, so to catch you up, and before I even finish this sentence, she goes, I don't care. And then she's like, I don't care about any of this. I don't care. And I can't force her to like it, so like.
Or care.
Yeah.
I just do not give a fuck.
So, like, it's just one of those things that, you know, people aren't going to be interested in some things that you're interested in. And it doesn't matter who they are. They're just not, like, it's just how it is. So don't take that shit to heart. But at the same time.
I mean, it's just like, I would really love for AJ to play Final Fantasy 14 with me. And I know that he just cannot do it. I
refuse.
I know he can't do it. And, like, I talk to him about some of the things that I do in it, but, you know, I don't ever, like, guilt trip him into
like, I don't mind hearing about the game.
It.
Of
course I'd love for him to play
I don't dislike the game or anything. That's just it. Like, I just don't play it because I know personally I can't really handle MMOs. Like, I get, like, it's almost like an addictive personality to them, and I just can't. It's like, to my logic is if I'm paying for something monthly, I have to be playing it, and I'll drive myself fucking crazy if I don't. Yeah. And I will literally, because I've gone down that road. I've already done it, you know, and I will literally drive myself crazy, and I just mentally can't do it, you know? But it's not like a thing where I'm like, don't ever speak to me about that game. You know how it does my blood pressure, you know? Like, that's how I talk. When we're not recording, that's the tone of voice I use at all times.
It's compact.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, it's just, you know, but the flip side of this, if you can, support your friends and family with their projects, fucking do it. You know, put that shit on the background, leave a comment if you can, because that stuff does help people.
Yeah.
And you will make them happier if you do it too, you know. But again, it's give and take. You can't help everybody, but yeah. That was mine. What's your layers of deception?
All right, this is Layers of Deception, the portion of the episode where I trick my friends. The first headline is, Gohmert asks if federal agencies can change Earth's or Moon's orbit to fight climate change. That's the first one.
Okay.
And the second one is, man hates how Pride Month has been totally co-opted by LGBTQ community.
What?
Exactly. Which one's the real headline? Which one's from The Onion?
I'm going to say that the changing either the Earth's or Moon's rotation is a real headline and The Onion is Pride.
So I do remember seeing, like, I'm sure you guys might have seen that video about that guy down in Florida who's like, and it makes me think what Sam's thinking, he's like, they're talking about like hurricanes and stuff, and this man is being interviewed. He's like, you know, I don't understand it. You know, we have an Air Force. Why don't they just fly in circles around it and the other direction? You know, or, you know, they talk about, you know, global warming. You know, we have a Navy. Who's to say they can't just drop a bunch of ice in the ocean? You know, like, and he's being serious, and he's going, like, so I believe it, but I'm going to lean towards the co-opted Pride one. I think.
You think that was the real one?
I think that's the real one. Yeah.
The real one is, Gohmert asks if federal agencies can change the Earth's orbit to fight climate change.
You can't think too hard, AJ. These people are stupid. They're not thinking hard at all.
As you think they are.
See, I should have gone with my gut. That's why I explained that whole thing. I was like, this man literally thought we could fight off hurricanes and global warming with our military. I should have gone with my gut.
This is from thehill.com. Representative Louis Gohmert, Republican from Texas. Big shocker there. Big fucking shocker there. On Tuesday, asked a representative from the U.S. Forest Service if it was possible to alter the orbit of the moon or the Earth as a way of combating climate change, though it was unclear if he was being serious. Gohmert was speaking with Jennifer Erbelin, Associate Deputy Chief of the National Forest System during a House National Resources Committee hearing. I understand from what's being testified to the Forest Service and the Bureau of Land Management, you want very much to work on the issue of climate change, Gohmert said to Erbelin. I'm not sure if I'm saying their names right. Adding that a past director of NASA had once told him that orbits of the moon and the Earth were changing. Is there anything that the National Forest Service or Bureau of Land Management can do to change the course of the moon's orbit or the Earth's orbit around the sun? Obviously, they would have profound effects on our climate. I would have to follow up with you on that, Mr. Gohmert, Erbelin responded. Well, if you figure out a way that you and the Forest Service can make that change, I'd like to know. So that is a real thing that this adult man said, can you change the orbit of the moon that's in the sky?
Isn't it that if the Earth's rotation slowed down even just a little bit, didn't they say it would have massive effects on
But we're like a perfect storm of being perfectly close to the sun.
Yeah.
And at the perfect angle.
And also the moon. Because the moon affects the tides.
Yeah.
And the moon,
yeah.
Right? So it's like if you alter any of those things, it's going to be such a butterfly effect.
Yeah.
We die.
I mean, we literally, on the smallest possible scale, you know, we see the effects that we have, like that affect the planet when it's literally just like, well, I'm just gonna put a little frog in the wrong continent and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then like the whole continent fucking explodes, and Australia suddenly has bullfrogs everywhere, and they don't know what happened.
Yeah.
We see, so like, if you move the planet, which I can't believe I just said these words because this.
Also, like, how would we move what are we moving it with? A wrench?
I'm just.
Look, I'm tired of people going, it wasn't clear if he was joking or not. He's from Texas. Texans aren't funny. This is not a thing that happens.
I'm tired of Republicans. I'm tired.
I'm tired of Texas.
I can't be this exhausted with the stupidity of this shit because it's always what is with these are elected officials. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what how did you pass your schooling? Or like
wasn't that the plot of like Armageddon, like shooting a rocket into an asteroid or something? Like, what do you?
They went up to a fucking asteroid, and they landed on it, and they were gonna drill down into it and plant a bunch of bombs, and that way it would explode and split in half and miss the planet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You think he thought that was a documentary?
Yes, he's a very big Bruce Willis fan.
Yeah, he heard that Aerosmith song and.
I can't breathe without you.
Yeah.
I still miss you, baby.
Just
it wasn't real, fam.
I'm so sick of God. Like, isn't it? It's astounding to me the how the change that happens from childhood to adulthood. When as a kid you just assume that adults know everything, and then you become an adult and you realize, oh my God. These are the people.
So dumb.
And then you also realize these are the people that were in charge of me when I was a child. And they're fucking stupid as hell.
Yeah.
Like
stupid as hell.
Can't we just alter the Earth? Can't we just shoot some bullets into that tornado and get it to stop?
Can we just shoot some bullets into it?
Can we just shoot the sun?
You know, we keep talking about global warming. I don't know.
Okay,
why can't we just put some air conditioners outside?
The best part is that he asked the forest people.
I know. Why are you asking the forest people?
Can't.
Even if theoretically this could happen, you're asking the wrong people.
I don't understand why we just don't terraform the moon and terraform every other planet. What's the problem?
They're like, sir, this is Yosemite?
Our job is to refrain from having bear attacks and fires. We don't have anything to do with space.
Sir, this is the Rio Grande? Like, I don't know.
God damn it.
This is the Grand Canyon, sir. We can't help you.
They need to stop letting people out of Texas.
Right?
Oh, God. Put the wall around Texas, please.
How come every time Texas tries to secede, we don't just let them? What are we losing?
Oil.
What are we losing? What would we be losing?
Oil.
Right? Like.
Oil.
Yes. You know what? We can have it.
Right? Fuck it.
They're trying so hard.
Mexico's like, we don't fucking want it.
No. Nobody wants Texas.
No one wants Texas. Doesn't want Texas. All right. What's your relationship?
So I went back for some more Ask Reddit, but this one's more relationships oriented.
Oh,
okay.
So it's got like numerous smaller stories in it, and I thought if we have stories to share with it, cool. If not, no big deal. But the question is, what's the worst house guest experience you've had?
Oh, there's so many.
I don't think I have any.
So we've got one here that says, some family friends came over with their 30-year-old son unannounced, took a nap on our sofa, like full-on shoes off, made us turn off the TV because it was too loud, then Venmo charged us for snacks they brought, even though we didn't ask for anything. I literally felt like I was the one visiting.
Oh, my God.
They brought snacks to their house and charged.
I'm going to start Venmoing people anytime that I give them any of my snacks. I'm going to start Venmoing.
They didn't even ask for anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
if I eat any food around you, you can guarantee I'm Venmoing your ass later on.
Yeah. Like someone opens up their home to you. I don't know. Who raises these people?
I don't. People who bring over their 30-year-old son unannounced.
I guess. Like you thought it was a good idea to bring something to someone's house and then charge them. Like they're allowing you into their home.
So this wasn't necessarily a house guest scenario, but I do have a roommate scenario.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
That's a house guest.
He's basically a house guest because, I mean, it was, I was the one on the lease. So, at the end of the day, who's not a house guest at that point? This was, probably over a decade ago. It was, I made the mistake of allowing my now ex let her friend and her boyfriend move in with us, right? So when things went south with my relationship, now I'm the odd one out because they're all friends, right?
I kick them all out. I'm on the lease. Fuck off.
And it got to the point where, almost everything in the house was mine. Like, I owned the washer and dryer. I brought them with me, right? They were mine. And at one point, I had, I needed to get my fucking laundry done because, I was taking a trip and fucking work shit, whatever, right? And I let this be known, I gotta get my laundry done tonight, so fucking nobody else do the laundry, right? And this fucking girl they were one of those couples who's very annoyingly open about their sex life and nobody gives a fuck about it, right? Literally, they would tell stories about things they've tried and nobody cares. Literally nobody gives a shit, right?
Just random tidbits.
So, I don't know. I guess they fucked around and then she decided to wash their comforter. And
gross.
So when I went to go, but the thing is, it wasn't she washed the comforter and then she's there. She fucking left. So, and didn't come back. And I was like, what the fuck, So I, in my infinite pettiness here, decided to take out the comforter that was fucking wet at this point, washed my clothes, dried my clothes, and then I went behind the dryer and I unhooked the power cable and then I put her thing back in the washer. So when she came back hours later after not doing her laundry and tried to put her stuff in the dryer and realized it wouldn't turn on, she's like, hey, the dryer won't turn on. I held up the cable and I was like, yeah, because I asked you not to do laundry because I had to get my shit done. And you decided to do it anyway. And then you left.
God damn it. I would have taken it out and put it back on their bed.
So, well.
Wet. I would have taken it off and put it back on their bed wet.
So, well, I left it wet. It was wet.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
So she had to put that shit in her car and drive into a fucking. That was back in my slightly more petty days of, I'm done with these fucking people and I hate them all anyway. But also, I literally asked you for one fucking thing here and you decided to not do it. So that was, but it was, let's see here. Let me see if I got any other good ones. Do you guys have any? Well, Sam said she's got a bunch, so. My dad's friend pissed in the corner of the guest room and asked for money from everyone who happened to walk by him.
Oh my God. In that order?
What?
There's no more context to that. Oh, here's one. She stole all of my booze, pissed on my couch.
Oh,
okay.
God.
So first of all, I'm always infinitely more disgusted whenever I find out that a woman has done something like this because it's a lot more effort. It's a lot more effort. So, what's that?
You really had to mean it.
Yeah, you really had to mean it. You had to get in the right position. There was a lot more work that went into that than a guy that's fucking whipping out his dick and pissing on someone's couch. A woman had to get into this, fucking do gymnast bullshit to get the angles right, so anyway, she stole all my booze, pissed on my couch, tore up the flower bed on the side of the driveway. Is this a dog? Destroyed my guest bathroom. This all happened after I'd fallen asleep. She was a guest of a tenant roommate and that roommate was told either her friend wasn't allowed over ever again or that sounds like a dog, but it's apparently a roommate.
Someone literally thought this was going to be about a dog.
Yeah, the piss on my couch got me.
Driving a dog.
Oh my God.
Couple came home for a weekend to a small apartment. Surprised that they brought 3 dogs and an extra friend. The puppy took a dump on my floor in the night, which nobody got to clean. Another dog had a crate but managed to get a hold of the carpet just outside the crate, drag it in, and shred it. They also chewed up cardboard and wooden furniture. When they all left, all the shredded stuff was just where it fell.
Mine is mostly people who very much so outstayed their welcome.
That's very common.
That shit drives me fucking crazy. Or like, I had this scenario where like I would come home from working like really, really long fucking hours to find that a friend had just kind of like invited themselves over, and then they would stay and stay and stay and stay, and then, oh, I've stayed so late, I might as well sleep over. Are you fucking kidding me? Go the fuck home. Go home.
Right. Go home.
Go home.
Yeah.
Because I am very much a person who needs to, at some point in time,
decompress.
Be the fuck alone and be in my own apartment, right?
Right.
And like the fact that you won't leave is driving me crazy.
Right.
So,
it's not giving you the rest that you need to like work the next day.
Yeah. All of my like bad house guest things are literally just people would not just fucking go home.
Yeah. If you're going to be a couch surfer, you got to actually go to different couches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you can't just do one and be done. This person said, instead of asking where the toilet paper is, they let their kid wipe his ass with our guest towels.
What?
That's so nasty.
What's wrong with these people? The towels?
Okay, so
Oh my God.
I'm gonna read this one because it's a little bit longer, and also it has a comment that I agree with. A former friend of ours said that her house caught on fire, so naturally we offered her a soft place to land while she was dealing with the fallout. So we went and picked her up, brought her home, and got her set up for the night. The next day, she grabbed what she could from her apartment and brought it over to our house. My wife washed all of her clothes, which, by the way, smelled the way you'd expect being in a house fire. Unfortunately, the scent is really hard to get out, so our house smelled of fire for a long time as my wife was washing the clothes multiple times. Eventually, we realized she was not trying at all to get her life back in order. She also wasn't trying to help out at our house at all with getting her things together. She apparently decided that she was going to apparently just stay with us and coast, I guess. Ultimately, she then started being really critical of anything we did, tried to start drama, and was just generally unpleasant to be around. What finally broke the camel's back was when I returned one day to find her and someone we had never met before smoking on our front porch. Not really a big deal, but it was odd that she didn't let us know that she was inviting anyone over to our house. The next day, I went to take my Adderall that I had just filled and noticed that there were like 5 left from the prescription. Her and her friend helped themselves to my meds. After that, she announced that she was going to stay somewhere that she was welcome, and that we could throw the clothes and items away that we had at our house because she didn't want them anymore because they smelled too much like smoke. The best came after she moved out. We read a story about the fire in the newspaper about the cause of the fire. She had caused it by smoking on the back of her deck of her apartment by carelessly not putting the cigarette out. We never really saw her again. She tried to make contact, but we just noped out. So someone did say, just an FYI, putting vinegar in the washing machine with any clothing or bedding will basically take the smell out of anything. That is 100% true, and I've done it numerous times whenever I wash the towels that we use on the dogs when it's raining outside. Mm-hmm. So yes, vinegar will definitely get a smell out. Just put some white vinegar in your wash while you're doing it. Definitely gets the smell out. But yeah, a lot of it always does come down to people overstaying their welcome too. Like, so yeah, I feel like we've all kind of had those situations, or if you have been a couch surfer, don't be that person.
Yeah.
Like, be thankful for what people are doing for you, and I have had good house guests, but holy shit, a lot of times they're terrible.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Sushi? What's your final story of the day here?
What's my relationship? All right. My ex who dumped me. Nope, I'm reading the wrong one. No, that was a secret.
Well.
Nope, that's for a later time. My boyfriend missed payments on his car loan, which is in his mom's name.
Okay.
That's the title?
That's the title.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there's an update, and I'm going to read that after.
Okay.
So 2 weeks ago, I got a call from my boyfriend's mom asking me to tell him to call her. She'd been trying to get in touch with him because the bank is calling her about his missed payments on his car loan. He has lousy credit, wanted a BMW, and got her to get it in her name. He never said anything until I noticed the registration tags were her birthday, month, and year. Anyway, I told him last week that his mom asked that he make a car payment. He gets annoyed and said that next time I should tell her to speak with him, not me. He also said it's dealt with, and he spoke with her and they already settled it. Today she calls me saying the bank called asking her to pay at least $500 and that a payment hasn't been made since April. It's June. I told her he asked that I tell her to call him, but she continued on saying that it's ruining her credit and she's so disappointed. I asked if she called him and she said that it went to voicemail. TLDR, boyfriend isn't paying the car loan, which is in his mom's name. She complained to me about it. It's bothering me. How do I bring it up and express concern since he wants me to tell her to call him and not to indulge in conversations about it? Question, how do I proceed here? Go back to him and ask if he made payments or why he hasn't? Don't say anything and let him deal with it. Ask him to call her because she's saying the bank called her again and says it's been since April. This is troubling because we've been together for 4 years. And last year he asked that we get a house and move in together. He doesn't want to rent. I declined, but I worry about how this financially irresponsibly will show up in our future. And then there's an update.
Oh, so he's stupid because he wants to buy a house, but he went out and bought a car instead, but then found out that his credit's shit. He's never going to be able to buy a house. Honey, stop.
Like,
And he's way too old. He's way too old. He's 33 and she's 30.
He has no credit, but he said, I want a BMW. Fuck, I want a BMW. I want a BMW too, but guess what? I don't have the fucking money for it, and apparently neither do you.
yeah.
Right. How do you have no credit at 33? Like, what are you fucking doing? You just
Fucking
pay cash?
around?
I guess.
Buying BMWs you can't fucking afford
Yeah. In your mom's name?
in your
Awful.
mom's name.
I thank you all for your honesty and direct response. The house is not happening. I wouldn't stand a chance. If you could do that to his mom, you're right that I need to stay out of it, and even more correct that I need to reevaluate the relationship as a whole and get out while I still can. I need to muster up the courage to leave despite how it'll hurt. I don't want to end up on my ass for ignoring trouble. Thanks, everyone. I mean, I guess that beats to the punch. Commenters were saying, like, if he's going to do that to his mom, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has no qualms about...
Because he doesn't care.
Oh,
Because he's
yeah.
on other people's credit. He already doesn't care. Like, people who are like that are just like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a behavior until they realize, like, how to do it on their own or how serious it actually is and how it really affects everything. He's not going to change. So if he can get a house but under your credit, of course he would.
Yeah,
But
of
that doesn't
course.
mean he should.
Yeah.
He's not going to change his ways. He has no reason to.
Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest thing is he's literally got no reason.
He has
Like,
no reason to.
he's leaning on everybody else's good credit.
I mean, at the beginning of it, I was like, well, that's none of my fucking business. What you and your mom have decided to do,
right.
that's 100% between y'all. Leave me the fuck out of it. I'm not playing the fucking middleman, I'm not being the messenger. But then at the end when she was like, he wants to buy a house. He ain't fucking buying no fucking house. He got
Right.
no credit.
Right. He'll be lucky to get an apartment.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. I wonder what this dude does for a living.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, no, this is definitely somebody who's trying to live way above their means.
Yeah.
But also, it's one thing to live above your means. It's another thing to live above your means, but drag everybody else down by doing so. And that's exactly what those type of people do. Like,
Yeah. You ruin your credit in your 20s because you literally don't know any better and you don't know how it works. But at 33, you know how credit works.
Yeah.
and
So,
the thing is that, like, what I don't get is, like, so, like, when the first car that I bought, like, with my own money, my stepmom actually did co-sign for me. And that was literally just to get, like, lower payments, because otherwise, when I first bought a car, I didn't have credit because I was fucking young, so I didn't have credit. So otherwise, my monthly payments would have been insane. However, she co-signed. Now my name was still on it, so I still had to pay.
Yeah.
So I don't know why the mom at least wouldn't just at least do a co-sign, because then at least, like,
Now it's completely in her name.
Yeah,
So
She didn't know any better.
Exactly. Like
She didn't know any better.
Then if he's not going to pay, she should have the car repoed and she should sell it and be like, well, you put it in my name. You're not paying for it.
Yep.
honestly, yeah.
The bank's calling. Well, let the bank take it then.
Honestly, yeah. She should.
Especially if he's letting it go to voicemail.
Yeah. No. I say take the fucking car away. Teach this dude a lesson. Like this.
Completely
Teach
in
this
her name,
33-year-old dude a lesson.
Right? Yeah, he's totally taking advantage of her.
You're not ruining my credit over $500 a month. Get out of here.
Good Lord. What a BMW.
Well,
He wanted one. And,
too fucking bad. I want a lot of things. I can't get any of them.
as my mom would say, people in hell want ice water.
That doesn't mean they'll get it.
That's a fucking old Southern thing to say.
Yes, it is.
But it's true.
But it's true.
People in the South always have such like amusing little phrases too. Like, well, people in the bayou want marmalade. Well, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know, but
As fat
Right?
as my brother still will scream out like, I'm as fat as a tick on a sheepdog. And I'm like, oh God, that's so nasty.
oh, like when he's full, you mean?
Yeah.
Like he's done eating?
Yeah, he's done eating.
So gross.
Right?
Yeah, but I mean, what's the New York equivalent of that? Like, oh, I'm so full. I'm like a New York City rat. I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
I'm like a pigeon on a
park bench. I'm
park
like,
bench.
I'm as fat as a pigeon on a park bench. I'm gonna use that from now on. Damn, I'm as fat as a pigeon on a park bench.
You can't say it with that accent.
Oh, okay.
If you say anything in that accent, people go, uh-huh.
Yeah.
You gotta use the, hey, yo, I'm as fat as a pigeon on a park bench. Hey.
Before.
Yeah, that I know what that means. Damn, looks like Devil beat his wife out there. I'm like, what?
Wait, huh?
You don't know that one?
No.
Oh, have you heard that one? Okay, so it's the devil beat his wife is when it's raining but it's sunny out.
What the? The South is weird.
Shower?
Huh?
So a sun shower?
Sure.
Yeah, so like the New York versions are like, oh, it's a sun shower, and the Southern ones are like, the devil beat his wife.
I know, right? Growing up, whenever I would hear that, I would go, "What the fuck did she do?
Ew,
Why
should he up with that behavior?
Why does he have to beat her?" Like,
Get a wife.
I'm as
I don't remember
I'm as
that
full
part
as a
of the
Tommy Hilfiger rack at Dillard's.
fuck up about Dillard's. God damn it.
All right. Well, I don't know about you two, but I'm very excited for this recording, this live stream.
Absolutely. And
So-
tune in tomorrow for live YouTube action.
Live YouTube action that we're gonna scramble together and get everything looking good, and
It'll be great.
it's gonna be great. It's gonna
It'll be
be
seamless.
it's gonna be great.
Not one single tech issue.
We're just to see what happens. We're gonna have Sushie set it all up.
Oh God.
So
Don't give me that time. It's just gonna be in a Zoom call then. I think I know how to do that.
and everybody's getting a link to it. It's not even gonna be on YouTube. Everyone just gets a link to the Zoom call.
We're all just gonna be in the Zoom conference.
Okay, we will see you guys hopefully tomorrow for the live show. If you can't make it, we'll still see you next week. The live showing will go up on the normal. It's going to go up on iTunes. It's going to go up on Spotify, just like it normally always does. So it'll still exist.
You'll just be late.
You'll just be late. Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't be
It'll still
late.
be
Be ahead of the curve and come to the live show.
Don't you want to see what we look like?
Yeah. Don't you just want to see our mannerisms and our movements?
Don't you want to see AJ and I share a mic?
Yeah, I have to fucking lean in all awkwardly and shit.
Don't you guys want to see AJ perched up like a hobgoblin on his fucking
so.
stool?
I'm gonna drag that other chair over here. I don't give a fuck if it squeaks.
Now when we're live, it's just AJ sitting like a gargoyle.
Right, well, We'll see you guys tomorrow. YouTube.com/everyone sucks here. I about said my link.
You had to think
I had to
about
think
it,
about it, yeah. Because I'm so used to spitting my own out. So
Yeah.
YouTube.com/
YouTube. It's gonna be really exciting. We've never done live YouTube before. So
yeah, this is a new experience for everybody involved. So be there.
Even Minna will be there.
Yeah, we'll even show the dogs. You guys can even see Sushie's Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I have a Baby Yoda.
Because it's there. I'm looking at it right now. So we'll show the dog. She'll show her Baby Yoda.
Ever again. Okay?
What's that?
Don't talk to me or my son ever again.
All right, well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. Or see you next week, potentially, if you didn't see you tomorrow. But that's all right. Goodbye.